Today's video is all about house plans. We are so excited to reveal to you our finalized house plans. But first, we want to show you the entire process of how we got there. Exactly. It's a long
Dr. Pepper.
I'll be back. It's a long process, and we ended up with something completely different than the last thing that you saw, and we're excited to show you that too.
We will have the video linked right here if you guys want to see the house that Jared and I walked through that we gathered a lot of our inspiration for our house plans. And you guys gave us a lot of good feedback. We took our old house plans into consideration that we really loved, and we built the perfect set of house plans.
You know the entire process of the lots that we went through, the one we thought we had that would be perfect for these house plans that you guys saw us walk through. And then we went through the entire journey of losing that, finding another one, and ultimately landing on the corner lot within the cul-de-sac. That kind of made us think, is this house plan going to fit on that lot? And unfortunately, it didn't fit the best way. And like Ellie said, climates are totally different. So this house plan wasn't the best idea. So we went through a ton of work. We worked with a local architect who understands the soils, the climate, a little bit better than the architects who are up north where they're dealing with mostly cold climates.
And basements.
Yeah, we don't get to have a basement, and I'm still a little upset about that. Let's talk about some things that we loved about this house plan.
Something that we really wanted to keep was our main level that we had up north. You walk in, you have the beautiful entryway, you have your office to the left, you have the really open concept of the family room, the kitchen. I didn't know if I really loved the dining nook because I felt like it kind of closed me in.
When we had our old house, we had the dining nook, and it was just smaller than we wanted it to be, with a door opening to the backyard.
Always hitting the chair,
Yeah.
The dog coming in, running into the kitchen table. I didn't really like having the dog right by the kitchen table because it's where we eat. It just felt cramped.
Yeah.
But I loved how our master bedroom was on the main level. I loved having that whole side of the house be the baby's room or guest room with the master. So when we saw these plans, we thought this is pretty much what we had, just a few tweaks, let's run with it. And so we went and walked through that floor plan.
One of the things that I loved the most was the man cave on the back. This was a dedicated office area that I could work in. I loved my office in the first home. It was a little smaller than I would like, but it worked great. The one issue was all of the kids coming in all of the time.
I think we're finally in a spot where we kind of are wanting our space. I mean, we've been working together from home for 7 years.
Yeah.
And we're in different spots than we were 7 years ago. You love working from home, and I like having you home, but away from home.
There you go. That's exactly right.
So the man cave was perfect. We thought, great.
On the top floor,
it was a little hard when we had walked up the stairs. There was just this long hallway and like an offshoot of all these rooms. And I didn't mind it because I had loved the main level so much. I didn't think to change the upstairs. But you do lose a lot of space because you have that open area.
Yeah, because the living area has like a 20-foot ceiling. That is just not something that I think would work where our climate is. We took the things we liked, the things we didn't like, and we're gonna put them into these house plans.
Are you guys ready for this?
This is draft number 1. We took everything that we just mentioned and to this local architect here, told him what we loved, what we wanted, what we didn't like, and this is the first thing that he came up with.
Something that he said is with your corner lot, instead of having your garages in the front, you'll drive around your beautiful home and then into the garages. I said, I'm sold. Whatever you say, I'm gonna say okay, and let's wrap this up. It'll be great.
The other thing is that this house plan still had the grand entrance. It's a double door entrance, and you walk in, you have the great room, the living area, kitchen, and dining all in one beautiful open concept.
There is a office, music room when you walk in, and I didn't want to put doors on it because I wanted it to still feel very open. And this is where we will have our piano. And so I'm excited to have a music room right there and a sitting room.
The other thing is we were able to add a bedroom onto the main floor. Like our first house, we have what's maybe a baby room, a guest room on the main floor. The master bedroom, the master suite you could call it, is very similar to what we have before as well.
Yep.
And we love that. We didn't want to really change a ton. The one thing we did change is...
we made the closet a hair bigger.
Yes, I was gonna say sinks, but we didn't change that yet.
I told the architect, I said, I do not want my dining table to be in this one spot. He said, so instead of even having a door to go outside, let's make that dining space a little bigger so you can have a bigger dining table, but not an entrance to outside. Let's have the big glass sliding doors from the great room to go outside.
The nice thing about those giant sliders, like what we have here in our rental, is that it brings in a lot of light, and a lot of natural light is great for what we do. We just love having the natural sunlight come into our house, and I cannot wait for those giant windows and slider to come in.
Me too.
As you go into the kitchen, there's a big island, which we love. That is where we spent a lot of time with friends and family, was around the island in the kitchen, and we wanted this to be a big focal point in our house again. If you're looking at the house plan with us, you see the giant office area, and I am just dying. I'm so excited. There is one issue with this right now though. There's a door on the inside of the house, and I thought that's kind of the issue that I was running into with the first house.
We love having Jared's office in the front of the house though. He can monitor the house, he's right there. I just feel more comfortable with him being like kind of in the front of the house.
And then we have this beautiful large laundry room.
I'm so excited.
As you guys know, with our last house, Ellie kind of went crazy on the laundry room. Everything that she loved and wanted, she got in the laundry room, and this one is no different. I'm letting her go crazy on the laundry room and doing whatever she wants. One thing that I was curious about with the garage is that there's 3 single door garages. From our first house to the house I was growing up to Ellie's house, we always had a double door garage, and I was like, I don't really like the idea of 3 individual garage doors.
It's like, it's pretty aesthetically, but I don't love that.
We told the architect this, and he said, trust me, with the way that the upstairs is going to be, it's going to be beautiful the way that it looks here. The other thing that I love as we keep going around is that there's a giant covered patio. This is going to be so awesome for us when we're outside in the backyard, for the dogs, for having so much family time out there. I cannot wait to have this large covered patio, plus an additional garage for a trailer to put our 4-wheelers, dirt bikes on, and I love that. There is one thing that we've had a difficult time on, and that is right behind the kitchen, the pantry area and the mudroom area.
There's a lot of walk spacing there, and so we actually brought in a special consultant.
A floor plan specialist, if you will. So we flew her in specially for this video to help us explain these changes that we came up with. So let's bring her in now. Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome,
our floor plan consultant,
Grandma Griffiths.
The first thing that I like to do is actually envision myself living in that space. And so when Ellie asked me to look this over, I says, let me look at it and let me take a little bit of time to think about it.
Instead of going outside, being in a pool, coming into a bathroom, being soaking wet, going into the laundry room, she completely changed the floor plan into this perfect setup. You come in from the pool and you have the mud room. This is a great spot for all the kids to have their lockers, their shoes, their jackets, and then you just walk right across the hall into a bathroom that has a shower and a stackable washer and dryer. This fits the perfect need for me as a mom to keep all of the mess kind of confined to that one spot, instead of the kids walking all through the house to put their towels and swimsuits and their friends running through the house.
And you know very well they're going to come in and they're going to drop their stuff right there on the floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another thing that Mom did was she basically took that whole area and turned it on its side, and it blocks that hallway off. So there's not going to be near as much foot traffic around my office as there once was. It's going to be a lot quieter for my office area.
Well, it gives you your office area, but it also gives that cute little back entrance to the house and the laundry room that Ellie likes to decorate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
My laundry room is very special to me. And so now you can see in this number 2 edit, Jared doesn't have a door that goes into his office through the house. You have to go outside and he has an entrance out there, which is great. He's away from the house, and we also like that his office is on one level, especially with his hip issues.
Also, you'll notice that there are doubled walls on that. So we've actually put some more walls to eliminate even more sound.
Mom went back in, and what did you cut out here on edit number 3? So she said, when you come in from the pool area into that mudroom, you're going to have tons of kids, whether they're your own kids. We've got the 3 boys, all of their friends, cousins. She said, you don't need a wall. Open that up and let the kids all come in. And so we cut that wall down a little bit. When you come in from Jared's office, you'll see that there's this closet. And she said, you know, now you're walking in again to a wall. Cut that closet down a little. You have a lot of closet space. And then she said, now when you walk into your entryway,
I give you that?
yes,
Yeah.
I didn't even notice this.
I didn't either.
We don't know how to read plans well. So she said, Ellie, there is a closet when you walk in right there.
Underneath the stairs.
And it's like this space. And she said, what if you closed that closet off and took off that like wall so that it was more open
As
when
you
you
walk
come
in.
in? There will be a closet on the other side of the wall.
I like that the door is on the other side in the hallway rather than in the main entrance, because
It keeps it
kind of
cleaner.
it seems simple and more beautiful than having a door just right there as you walk in. So those are a ton of changes that Mom was able to help us make. I'm sorry, our design consultant was able to help us make.
I charge.
So thank you for your time and coming out for
welcome.
this.
Yes,
you're
and
welcome.
if we have any other questions, we'll be sure
Okay.
and
Let
make
you
sure
know.
you send us that latest invoice.
And
okay?
the bill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanks. So this is the 4th plan that we received, the 3rd round of changes, and you can see that laundry room office entrance area is now a lot more open. In fact, there is a nice entryway and elevated ceiling there. We were able to add a vanity area in the master bathroom. So Ellie's able to do makeup, and we have the double sinks, and it's just nice and beautiful.
Mom even suggested to flip the toilet onto the other side.
You'll notice, speaking of toilets, we do have a half wall there, just like we did in our first house, because
We
we
like
didn't
it.
want to close in the toilet.
I don't like to be closed in my own bathroom in a little space.
It holds in the stank. One of the other things that we changed in the very last round, the 4th revision, the 5th plan, is that we made the garage a little bit wider. With having individual doors, we didn't want the garage doors to be too narrow, so we widened that a little bit, which gives us a little more garage space as well as clearance on those side view
He
mirrors.
did it because he was worried that I would crush the cars.
I'm a little worried about that, not gonna lie.
I'm a little worried about it.
That is the main floor. This took a long time to get those changes down, and now we move up to the upstairs. As you can see here, we have 4 bedrooms upstairs, a large storage room, a small storage room, and a big family area. I am hopefully going to finally get my ping pong table. If you guys remember from the very first build, the basement, I wanted a ping pong table, but the kids were just too young. It didn't make sense, but maybe this time we'll
A
have the
little bigger.
space and we can finally do it.
So the very first thing that I noticed with up here was when you, again, walk up the stairs, you hit a wall. And so I said, cut down that closet and just make it straight so that you just have a nice large hallway. I don't mind taking out the space in that bedroom so that you can have a bigger hallway. Upstairs, the 3rd revision, you can see now that bedroom is completely open.
Yeah, instead of making that a bedroom, we wanted that to be a continuation of the family room upstairs. If we need more space to play, we can do that. And if we want to close it off or something, we can hang up curtains or something like that.
This was the hardest thing for Jared and I to be on the same page with. We both kept going back and forth. I kind of just want it to be open, and then if we do have a bunch of cousins stay, we have a bunch of blow-up mattresses and they all party and sleep in tents anyway.
Right. We still have a bedroom for every single boy. So upstairs, Tommy, Jackson, and Calvin will all have their own bedrooms, and we have a guest room or another baby room downstairs.
And if we ever wanted to put up a wall and make it a bedroom, we could do that,
Putting up a wall is easier than taking one down.
in our opinions. I think we're not very good at construction.
Joel, is that true? I mean, I'm just gonna have, because he's probably gonna be the one end up doing it, so I might as well ask him. Is that
That's
true?
funny. Here in our rental, Jackson and Calvin have a double sink when they get ready, and they love that they have their toothbrushes and their own sink and their own space. and I thought, let's implement that here as well.
And really, those are all the changes that we made for the upstairs. There wasn't a ton to change. It's something that we're very, very excited about. It's functional, it's useful, and there's tons of play area. The next step that we have is we want to create a 3D model of our house plans and see what that looks like.
I am dying to
Before
do it
the house is even built, we'll be able to walk through it. And we want to take you with us on that. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you can see that video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.